Hello everyone, this is Candy, the 614 Stitcher, and today is Wednesday, March the 9th, 2022, and this is my Flosstube number 38. If you are a new subscriber or have been checking me out for a while, I would like to say welcome. Thank you so very much for taking the time out of your day to spend some time with me. Hopefully, I will enable you to come back and subscribe and join me on this journey. And to all of my returning friends and subscribers, thank you so very much for coming back every week to see what I have been up to. It has been a busy few days. Just, anything that can go does go right now, it seems like. And so I was able to get my window repaired on Monday, much to my dismay, of $450. So I was a little shell shocked with that, but at least the window is fixed and I had the money to get it fixed. So that's the first part of my little life update. There is not much going on. I do want to thank you all for your support and kindness of the goings on with my daughter. I really do appreciate it. We're a very small family, and so any kind of support that we get, I really do appreciate it. So thank you so very much for your kindness. She is doing better. However, her car got stolen on Saturday, and they have found it and recovered it. And thankfully enough, she will be able to get it repaired. They broke out two of the windows and smashed the steering column. And so it's just one more thing, but she is in a good space. And now that they've found it and it will be repaired, she's doing much better. So I just want to thank you all so very much for your support in my personal issues that I have going on. So it has been a busy week. I have been able to do some stitching though, and so I am going to jump right in and show you what I have worked on for this week. I haven't had any finishes this week, and I don't know that I will have very many. I'm being positive and also realistic, because a lot of the projects for this month are on the bigger side, and so I'm just going to keep plugging away at them and see where we end up at the end of the month. Water, anyone? So let's get started. I did have 2 new starts this week. My first new start, as you know, for the Garon Designer Focus of the Month, it is Rosewood Manor. And when I went to Stitch Away, I brought back a couple of charts by Rosewood Manor. And this is one of the charts. It does not have a name on it, so I have named it the Rose. And I hope I didn't just show. It's very strange. Like, the chart is on the very back of it's a piece of paper, but the chart is on the front and the back. Well, the chart is on the back, but then this is what it looks like. So I did get started with that, and I started right at the top, and here is where I have gotten to. So as you can see, I put the very top part in so that I could get my centering together, and then I just came down and put in the middle part of the rose. I am stitching this on a I don't know where my card went to. I'm using the call for DMCs, and I'm using, it's 28 count. Oh my goodness, it just flew right out of my head. Queen Anne's lace. I'm using a 28 count Queen Anne's lace to stitch this on. And so that is the rose. It was pretty easy to get that part in. Again, I put in the top part of the border, but I'm still not 100% sure that I'm going to stitch it all the way around. In looking at it, I thought, well, it's not that bad, but I'm not going to stitch this part at all. So the next time I pick this up, I may just go ahead on and start with the work on the border. It's very, you know, a few stitches here in this color, a few stitches here, there. And that's one of the things that, you know, with borders, if it's a solid border and you don't have to do a whole lot of color changes, I'm fine with that. But 5 stitches and then change, and then 4 stitches and then change, that kind of drives me nuts. So that was the rose, my first start for this week. And my second start is Floral, the Floral Fairy. And it is by the Stitchy Princess on Etsy. This is one of my charts that I bought off of Etsy to support the Ukrainian designers. And I am stitching this on a 14 count Fortnite Fabrics, and it's Verdigris Agarvic. It was from their mushroom fabric line in 2020. And here is where I got to on that. I started, you can't really see it very well in this picture, but there is a border up on here, and that's where I started, on that border on the left side. And so that is what I am for that. I did change the colors for this, not necessarily the colors. I changed the threads. It is called for DMC, but I have all of the over dyes for Classic Color Works and Weeks Dye Works. And so I chose to go with Weeks Dye Works. And for the green, I am using Blue Spruce. And for this pink, it's Strawberry Fields. I'm sorry. It is Sweetheart Rose. And then I have this will be the flowers at the bottom of her dress and the butterflies, and it is Strawberry Fields. And I thought they're comparable colors. However, like I said, I have I need to get in the habit of using my over dyed threads more. And I'm also, with this, trying to make sure that I can pick out, if I decide to change colors, that it will look okay. So that was Floral Fairy, and it is by the Stitchy Princess on Etsy. And I will have a link, or the link, web address in the description box below. I did find another Ukrainian designer, and I'll show that in my haul portion. I didn't have any finishes again, like I said, this week. So we're going to move on to WIPs. So for the magazine monthly challenge, the theme is animals. And so for my project, I chose Winter Cardinal Etchings, and it is in the Primitive Punch Needle the Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine 2020 Christmas Winter, and that's a picture of what it looks like. It is by Cecilia Turner of Heart and Hand, and here's a picture of what it looked like when I last worked on it. And here is where I am to now. So I was able to put in some more trees here and this big branch here. So these are branches. This big branch here. In looking at this, I only have, so I only have 3 more branches to put in, and it is here. These 3 branches here. So I am going to be working towards a finish on this month. I did see that for market, she has come out with another, it's similar. She just turned the bird around and made it smaller. And so I'm going to look at getting that also. There's 4 seasonal pieces, and this is one of them. So that is my Winter Cardinal etching. And I have slated this to have 3 days, and so I've done 1 day. So within the, the next time I pick it up, which I still have 2 more days on it, I'm hoping to get a finish on it. Now that I'm working on the branches, it is going a lot smoother since I've fixed all the things that were going on with it. The next project that I worked on, I actually took this project. It wasn't a good project for me to take, but I took it. I took it with me to get my window repaired because I didn't know how long I was going to be sitting there. And it is, oh, I should have took it out. Oh, Shell, yeah, by Barefoot Needlearts. And this is what it looks like. If you've been around a while, you know I love all things beach. So that's where it comes from. And here's a picture of where it was when I last worked on it. And here is where I am now. So I have come in with the second darkest color and started putting the stitches in on this. Again, the lighting was terrible. It was raining that day. The lighting was terrible. It was just, but I did manage to get in a little bit of time. So this project is slated to have 3 days on it. So I'm hoping with those 3 days, I'll be able to make it all the way around with this second color. I am stitching this on a 18 count peach Ada. It's called a Touch of Peach Ada. And I am stitching it with the called for DMC colors. So that is Oh Shell, yeah. I probably need to look at one of those days also just finishing off the title. I really do like this chart a lot. I made a working copy, and it has been much easier to work on. I won't ever take it to another repair for my car because that was just, it was very difficult to stitch on an 18 count in the lighting and everything that was there. So, but I did get some time in on it. And of course, you know, I have to put it all back in the bag because I'm not trying to have a mess. So that was Oh Shell Yeah, and that is being stitched for the Y in furry. So the acrostic, there are two, and I am doing them both, and so Y is in the word furry. My next project, I actually don't have it on my magazine monthly board. It is it is my temperature butterflies. And here is what mine will look like. I contacted Sarah and she changed it for me from being 3 rows of 4 to 4 rows of 3. And so that's what it'll look like at the end of the year. And here's a picture of where it was when you last saw it. And here is where it is at now. So I am still working on the February butterfly. These 2 days, so I need to pull that out. When I decided that when I have a color change that's drastic like that, that I would let you know what it is. And it was, so on both these 2 days, and there's actually one more. Yep, I haven't put it in yet. On these 2 days, it was 61 and 62 degrees. And then that is K. On this day, where you see that bright green right there, it was 53 degrees. The rest of the temperatures range anywhere from a high of 20 degrees all the way up to that 62-degree day that we had. And so I will be finishing up February, and I am still putting in the March butterfly. I'm still loving that project. I just put it on the back burner for some strange reason. And now I need to get back on the stick. So I'll be working on that quite a bit in the upcoming weeks because I wanted to stay on track. And now I'm off track. So I need to finish getting the March butterfly segments in so that I can make sure that I stay on track. I don't want to fall a month behind. And right now I'm, you know, it's already March the 9th and I haven't even finished the March butterfly yet, but it'll be okay. So for my WIPGO project this month, it is Winter Quakers. And it is also our designer focus for the month. And this is what it looks like. And here's a picture of where it was when I last worked on it. Ooh, the magnet is stuck on it. And here is where I am now. So I have come, this is the bottom of the first page right here. I have been filling in the, because I chose Graceful Gray, which 14 count, I had to come up with a thread for the backstitched snowflakes that you could see. And so I was talking with my friend Gary, and we went through a couple of different ideas, and we decided in the Zoom group one day a while ago that the blue. It is a light blue toile. I'm trying to get it to focus, and it's not going to focus. The light blue toile looked really good with it, and so that's what I'm going with. So this week I put in a snowflake here and here. All of these backstitched ones also, and I still have 2 more. This thing is sticking to all of my magnets. And I still have a few more of those to go. I haven't finished this motif yet. I still need to put in the Algerian eyelets on the 4 corners. I have finished this motif completely and started the one at the very bottom of the page. It goes over into page 2 or 3. And I've started this larger one here. There is still another one that goes here. And so that is where I'm at right now on my winter Quakers. I am loving this stitch, which there is no doubt in my mind that I would not love it. Like, I knew I was going to love it. Once I got myself past being afraid and started being brave and just stitching, it has gone so much more smoother. That is the most progress that I have made on this chart since I started it back in 2019. Like, that's the most I have ever stitched on this one project. And so it has been wonderful stitching on it. Albert, you need to go lay down. I'm almost done. Go lay down. Go on, go on, go on, go lay down. I'm not dealing with him. So, now, I have, I was watching, and I can't remember who it was now. I can't remember, but she was showing another Ukrainian designer. I'm moving in the hall because that's all the whips that I have. Those were my whips for this week. And the name of the designer is Crazy Bee Patterns. And so I picked up, you know how I am about snowflakes. And then on top of that, it's lavender. And so the name of the Etsy shop is Crazy Bee Patterns on Etsy. And I purchased this lavender snowflake is what it's called. Little Violet Snowflake, sorry. There's the name right there. I can't even read. Oh, it was Kim and Sarah of Stitchin Stuff. That's who I was watching. And this one is the one that grabbed my attention. So this is called Merry Christmas. And other than those snowflakes that are on the tree, it's a Christmas tree. The rest of it is all backstitched. And isn't it beautiful? So they have it stitched on a red fabric, and I already see mine stitched on a blue fabric using gray or silver gray thread for it. Like, those are my Christmas colors: silver, navy blue, white. I love that silver gray, white, blue combination at Christmas time. And so when I seen this yesterday, I was like, I already know what the color I'm going to use for it, because I loved it. And that is my haul for this week. Of course, I did place orders for Market, and I am waiting for those to come in. So they will One of them I'll be picking up this weekend. I am taking a road trip down to Keepsakes on Saturday morning, and I'll be picking up my market order from them. And then I have another order coming from Garon Stitchery, and that'll probably be in after I make my next video, because usually it takes a week for me to get my stuff from them. It's something with the postal service. That's all I can say. So the next item of business are my plans for next week. And so I plan on finishing up the February butterfly and putting more of the framework in for the March butterfly. I'll also be working on Flea Market Flowers by Lori Holt, and Fairy Garden, which is in the Just Cross Stitch magazine from, I can't remember the year now, but I'll be working on those too. I am really enjoying the day stitching, you know, stitch 2 days, 3 days on this, stitch, and I am wondering about changing it up just a little bit. So for instance, on Flea Market Flowers, I have on that to stitch it for 3 days, and I'm wondering if I would see more progress if I stitched the 3 days consecutively rather than breaking it up all through the month. So I'm going to play around with that a little bit this week and see which way I like it better. I am not getting as much stitching time in the morning as I had hoped to. And I will be starting back working overtime next week. So I need to just tweak my stitching time a little bit because I don't want to get up any earlier. I already get up at 4:30. Although I will probably be getting up at 4 o'clock next week, but I don't want to get up extra early just to make sure that I can have that time in the morning. And in the evenings, it's a little more hectic for me. So that is my stitching and everything for this week. This past weekend on Saturday, it was 75 degrees. And so I worked outside. Like, it was wonderful. And then on Sunday, it was 71 degrees, but it was more overcast. So I did some spring cleaning and some machine sewing. And I did work on winter Quakers, but I didn't pull out a Stitch for Sweet Freedom because I was just needing to sew and do some housework for a change. Like, housework seems to have gone to the very back burner, and I'm fine with that. Totally fine with not doing housework. But so this week, I would like for you all to have a very good week. I hope you get in as much stitching, quilting, knitting, any kind of craft that you do, as much time of it as you desire. And I will talk to you next week. Bye.